Right, welcome to the live. We're going to make it back scratcher today. We've got plenty of these around my house. Got one in every room actually, but a few people have been asking for back scratchers, and I'm going to make one. I got a bit of scrap wood. I'm not sure what this is. It's hardwood. I think it might be, I don't know, it's either beech or white oak. I think. I'm not very good with my species of wood. Welcome to the chat. Huh? Anyway, we'll go off this rough size and make it a little bit longer. So, do. There we go, right there. Rough sketching. I'll put a bit of a curve in this as well. A nice handle, so a nice grip. Grab it from there. Like that. Might build this up a little bit as well. Waiting for a call from the GP. I disappear. Yes, what's up, Jedi? Roughly. And then if I put a bit of a curve in this. Rough little chop like that. Probably make this a bit wider. Maybe insert something a little bit wider. So let me just cut a bit of this. I'm looking into making drinking glasses and bongs or glass bottles. Yeah, boy. What have I got? I got that. What was I on about? Where is it? I've got a thing here. It's only going to be a short life because I've got to do a school run soon. I bought one of these, and it's got a cutter by there, and you set it up for whatever size bottle or whatever you've got, and then it apparently scores it perfectly. But I've tried it and it's not as good as they make out. Right, let me cut some of this. Is that going to fit on there? Oh, I have to do this by hand. Start. Just take a bit off. Nice split. Hello, Heather. Putting the daggers up here. Happy Christmas. Oh yeah, boy. That's the attitude. I think we're supposed to be getting ours out today. We're going to do with Jack, but Jack's going to the studio in Bristol. Apparently, with his mates that are doing DJ shit. Do 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 do. Should be a straightforward build. I know. It's Pilot Studio. I used to go there. But another one in Bristol. Right. If I can position this, so then you can get everything in. So, this diesel heater is a fucking godsend. It's up to 20 degrees in here. already. That's looking groovy. I do want to insert something, because make it a little wider. Get a sander. This guitar. Why is that not working? Struggle Street kick you? No, it I pressed the button and left, and then it I couldn't get back in because I've used all the fucking hours, the 3 hours that they gave you. That's what we got so far. Nice little handle. Take more of that off. Yeah, and so. Should be wearing a mask, really. Where's my mask? This is my mask. Suppose it's as good as any. I like to stick some little divots and things. Now we'll get some safety grits. can't really see properly. It's getting there. This stage is just about shaping. However it looks, if it looks good to you, then it's good to you. But, made a few little notches on the end to give you something nice to grab. That works. That's what I'm thinking. Is it better to have a wider piece? Stick something on the end. dying on this cylinder. Turn this off now. Oof. 22 degrees in now, it's boiling. Right, it's not far off the finished product, but just got to figure out what I want to do to the end, the scratchy bit. Feel like it needs a piece on there. Right, I've got to go do the school run. So far, so good. This is what we got. It's a little bit bumpy, ergonomically comfortable. It definitely works. Just not very scratchy because it's flat, but we'll sort that out. But right, so I gotta go and do a school run. So it's half hour. It's not a bad little live. Got a lot of the way through, and each one I make, I'm gonna make a few, but each one I make is gonna be totally different. So I'm not sure who's gonna have this one. I'm sure there's people queuing up for them. Right, peace out, and I'll see you later. I know I got band practice later. See you tomorrow. Adios.